Uh, Hello. Today we have Betsey Long with us here today, and for those of us who aren't familiar with you, why don't you give us a bit of a introduction to who you are?
Okay. Well, my name's Betsey Long, as you said. I'm a pop artist, but I'm doing it all independently, and it's not indie pop like it's like the Ellie Goulding Lights chick. I love her, but mine is more of like a Katy Perry, Beyonce pop sound, because I sing with a lot of soul and like a power voice over these tracks. But I'm doing it all independently without a label.
Cool.
And I write all of my music, and I do it mostly out of Nashville, but a little bit in LA. I'm about to branch to New York, so that's what my sound is. That's who I am. That's what I do. So.
And as for the actual music, obviously you released an album. Why don't you tell us a little bit about
that? My album Gemini, I released, what was it? A couple years.
April.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I should know that date. But I released a double disc album, and I released it independently. And it's got the pink disc is pink, kind of pinkish, like, I don't know, just, I think of the color pink when I hear it, because it's very girly, it's very dancey. So that's why it's pink. All kind of Katy Perry-like tracks. And then the blue disc is more like Adele. It's very bluesy, like blue. Because I have that side in me where I just love to sit down at the piano and write these amazing ballads and these bluesy, like, I don't know, just from your heart. Like, I dug into like the saddest parts of my life and just cried over the piano and wrote those songs. So the blue disc is one side, and then you can rock out to the pink disc. And I've been pushing that independently for, gosh, is it like a year or two, I feel like. It's been a hot minute, but I've had a nice run with it. Off the blue disc, Let Me Love You was placed in the Real World. And in the pink disc, I had Valentine, Toy Box, and Aftertaste, and Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And,
wow.
Which was great. And then Let Me Love You, which is like my dad's favorite song. And it was the first one I took to them, the first one we recorded. So it's so special because that was in the Real World. It was also in the Real L Word. Yeah, the Real L Word.
L Word, yeah.
Yeah, Oxygen. And that was great because I'm sitting there watching it with my family. And then all of a sudden, like, they're just at dinner on a date or something, I don't know. And my song comes on, and it was like so loud and kind of in your face and a nice transition. And it was awesome to be able to hear that. But then recently, just like a week or two ago, Let Me Love You was in the Lifetime original movies, or the real remake, Steel Magnolias.
Oh, really?
So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, that was really cool because it was my first movie, and I was really proud of that, and I watched it with my family, and that's been some nice leverage. I mean, it kind of put me on another level, and it's really exciting to be able to hear your song in a movie. So
cool.
That's the run I had with that. You know, I had some nice radio play with it, and, you know, I went and played South by Southwest last year with it. I played every month in Nashville with that album, and you know, I've collected a nice group of people that seem to like it, and so that makes us feel really good. And it's my first baby, my first album, and I've had a really nice run with it, and I'm really proud of it. So it's on my website, betseylong.com. You can hear it and see the pictures.
Cool. What about new music, though? That was, a year and a half ago, so what can you expect from new?
New music. Well, I was running with Gemini. And then, you know, it takes a minute for the creativity. Like, the creativity for me is always there to write and create a new sound. But this particular sound, it hit me, and it took a minute to birth because I didn't know what was happening, like, in my soul, like, what I was feeling, what I was experiencing. I just knew I couldn't stop writing these songs that were odd. They were very odd. And, like, even the ones, like, that I never put out. I mean, those were probably even weirder, and I will release them. But you know, I went with it. I went with my heart. I followed my heart and just poured out everything and made music that moved my soul. And that music it turned out like some people, it's like their favorite stuff of mine. I mean, and I'm incredibly proud of it. when the finished project came out, which I was terrified. I went in, I cut these vocals, and the producers are looking at me like, you realize how weird your lyrics are right now? Because I was doing like bubblegum pop before that. Yeah. So I put out, and it's kind of rock, it's kind of gospel, soul. It's a mixture of everything, really. And I just went crazy, and I let my creativity just like fall out. I didn't block any of it. And I created a beautiful sound. And that EP is up on my website. I have not put it out for download or for sale, but I'm thinking I'm going to do that because a lot of people have responded to it, and I feel like I can't deprive, fans of that, because it really is. It's like, I'm incredibly proud of it. It's like my attempt to be a Beatle, I think, because it was so out there.
It's great, honestly. Okay, next tour. Where can your new fans, because of this incredible interview, find you on tour?
Well, my next show that I'll be playing is going to be in Austin, Texas, at South by Southwest, which I played last year, and I loved it so much. Last year was my first time to play it, and I had never experienced that feeling where you have a packed out room and there's camera phones from the back to the front of the stage, like falling on the stage, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is incredible. So I guess I was a hit in Austin, so I'm going back to play this year, and there is a UK tour in conversation. Nothing is solid yet, but keep your fingers crossed, because I actually just got my passport.
Oh, wow.
I'm so ready for it to happen. I'm stoked. Like, I'm dying to come over there and, explore and show who I am and play some of my stuff. So that is in the works. So
awesome. And then finally, we'll just leave it on one of your favorite accomplishments, Miranda Lambert. Why don't you tell them a little bit about that?
Yes, that was, I still can't believe it happened, because I remember waking up one day and I had a phone call from a dear friend, a family friend, and he was mixing the album for Miranda, and he was like, we need a fresh sound. We need somebody with your sound on this. And I was like, okay.
Sure.
Definitely. I love Miranda Lambert. I may sing pop, but I certainly do listen to country. I live in music. I live in, the world of country. So I went in the studio, I cut it, and it was so much fun, and the producer loved it, and they loved, the sound and the style that I put on it. And from there, like when I heard it back, I couldn't believe it, because it's her singing and then it's my vocal, and my vocal is like pretty loud, and it's the only other vocal. So it's like, I know it's not a duet, but in my mind it feels like that. And actually I was like so stoked, because there was a write-up that someone did on me, and they said that I was like the other girl kind of going around town with her. And so obviously I was like on cloud nine. So that's how I view it, that I'm her friend in the song. But that has, gained me some nice exposure. I'm respected a lot more, for having done that. People view me differently, and it puts you on another level. And I am incredibly grateful, because as an indie artist, anything like that is just huge, because, it gives me a big push, and I'm respected, and I'm incredibly grateful. And I still love that song. The album's amazing. Oh my gosh, everybody needs to check out the album. And I'm not saying that because I'm singing on it. Fastest Girl in Town. That's the song I'm on. But the rest of the album, oh my gosh, like I know every word. For the Record is what it's called. It's absolutely incredible.
Good. And finally, let's wrap it up. Where can your new fans find you on social networks?
Well, I am on Facebook and I'm on Twitter, and I'm still kind of new to the Twitter thing. I've been on for a minute, but mostly I would just post like, oh, I have a show, but I didn't realize you can retweet and reply and stuff. So I'm like constantly trying to like make conversation with people and really utilize that. So, and now I've linked up my Twitter with my Facebook, and like I have a Google Plus and a Ping, and so all that's linked up. Whenever I write on my Twitter, it goes to all those social networks. And anytime I'm in the studio, which that's what I'm doing right now, I'm really recording and writing and creating this new sound to put out. But every second of that journey, I put it up. I put pictures and stuff on my social network. And when that project is out, you're going to be the first to know if you like my Facebook page, fan page. And that's just, I mean, honestly, if you just type Betsey, Betsey Long, into Google, my Twitter and my Facebook and stuff come up. And so you can find it that way. And you can follow me on Twitter or like me on Facebook. And I'll give you all of the new information. So.
Cool. We'll put a link in the article for the lazy people, okay. But beside that, thank you. Well, that looks like it's wrapped up. So, yes, people, check her album out and keep tabs on her. Like her, tweet her, whatever you do with Google Plus, do that as well. And thank you for doing this, Betsey, and we'll leave it there. Thank you.